Okay. Sounds good. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Can we have everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, good evening, everyone. I want to welcome everyone to the June 21st Town Board meeting. We had a change of venue this evening because of early voting that is going on in Town Hall, and we also have court going on. Otherwise, we would have moved it into the courtroom. So we had to move it over to the senior center. Thank you all for being here tonight. Can I get a motion to open up this evening's meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye. Fool, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scarecrow, aye.
You get, I
Even your responses are late.
was looking for the microphone. I didn't see it here. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm like going off here.
So just so everybody understands, normally we have microphones, we have a screen, but we couldn't transfer all that over to the senior center, so we'll go with just our wonderful loud voices. On behalf of the town board, I just want to welcome the 2022 Class AA New York State Girls Varsity Softball Champions. I think all of us would like to say a few words in honor of your achievement, and I'll start down with Councilwoman Bingham.
I want to thank all of you for all your hard work, dedication, and just stick to it. You never let the strikes go against you. You always went for the home run. So thank you for playing so hard, and congratulations.
Congratulations on your win. This is a true testament to all of your hard work and your dedication, not only from you girls, but from your families and from your coaches. Kudos to all of you. Play like a girl.
Councilwoman McGinn.
Listen, Monroe Woodbury's always had a fantastic sports program. You ladies epitomized that by coming out and doing what you did, so congratulations. Just, we're all very proud of you. Great work. Great work.
Starts with the coaching staff. Wonderful job from the leadership down. But this is obviously a special group of girls, and you guys get to carry this for the rest of your lives. Incredible accomplishment, and you made all of us here in Monroe very proud. Thank you very much.
Definitely. So just two other people I think need recognition. Your interim athletic director, Mr. Vero, and your athletic director / principal, Lori Hawk. Along with coaching staff and you girls, you've done something that has definitely bonded you together for the rest of your lives. You will have stories to tell your future husbands, your future wives, your children, your grandchildren, whatever it takes. And I think that, more than anything, will fill your heart with joy moving forward. So we as a town board like to recognize achievements like this because of the impact you've had in the community and to yourselves and your families. We came in with a model in 2018 of making an impact. So what I'd like to do is announce everyone's names. Each of the councilwoman and councilman, and myself will award you with a pin, and we'll have your names in the record of the Town of Monroe minutes. And it's been a pleasure and an honor to watch you go through this achievement. So let's start out. How about George, you want to, let's do it over here.
Okay.
So this way they can walk across it, all right?
Come on down.
This way, this way.
Either way, it doesn't matter. No matter.
Put the pressure on.
She's looking for the white line.
You don't want to sit by those seats anyway if you don't have to. Thank you
Number
very much.
2,
Congratulations.
Can you turn around and
Danielle Ryan. Sorry.
turn it around?
Number 4, Valerie Pedersen.
Great job.
Congratulations.
Stay up-
Stop them
stay
and
up here.
turn them so I can.
Stay up here, we're gonna get a picture. Number 7, Anna Pavarotti. Anna's not present tonight. Number 8, Gabriella Schaefer.
All right. Gabriella Schaefer, come on down. Congratulations, Gabriella. There you go.
Gabrielle?
Number
Gabriella?
11,
No, just look. I'm gonna.
Hannah Armstrong.
Just look at the camera.
Congratulations. Good job.
Number 13, Kelsey O'Brien. Not here either.
Congratulations.
Number
Hannah.
14, Brianna Roberts.
So I'll stop there.
Yeah. And put the girls up there.
Congratulations. There you go.
Number
Okay.
16,
Turn.
Erin Coyle.
So I'm out. So I'm out. So you can slide on down.
Number 17, Olivia Shippey. Number 21, Maddie Bendix.
Congratulations. Have a great summer.
Number 20.
Congratulations. That's for
Congratulations. Number
you.
22, Amanda Palmer.
Hold it. Bring it over. Bring it back up. Thank you.
Number 23, Brenna Quinn.
Congratulations.
Number 27, Emma Lawson.
Congratulations.
Number 29, Nadia Belker. Number 33,
Hold it.
Kimberly
Nadia.
Rojas.
This photo op thing is fun. Congrats.
And the coaching staff, assistant coach, Elaine Shelberg.
Congratulations.
And the head coach, Penny Roberts.
Congratulations.
Now turn around for a photo.
Look at next to Tony. Bill photo bomb. Huh? Nice. Nice. I like
That's
it.
good.
Okay, so we could get maybe 5 or 6 years to kneel down. George in the front.
Yeah, you guys know Mary got it.
Yeah. So you gave it 2? Yeah, no, that's right. Keep it extra, yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll get in now. Ready? Let's go.
Yep.
Wow. Yes, tippy toe.
Ready? Everyone looking. Smiling, no blinking. I gotta do Tony's song. Don't move. Don't move. All right. All right, I got a bunch. Well set.
Set. All right. Thank you, girls. You guys aren't here for Jack Daw, are you? No, okay.
No, you see Jack here?
No,
I don't see Jack
no,
or
I thought
Steve.
maybe they came to support him.
No, no, I
Like
know.
I've been supporting you the last 4 years.
Yeah, I know, thanks, Tony, you're just been,
Ed Long, representing Troop 4 Woodbury. I'm here with a number of scouts who are pursuing a requirement for the Eagle Required Badge.
Okay.
3A citizenship in the community.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you weren't here to support Jack because we postponed that till our July meeting since his Eagle Scout project had to do with Town Hall, not the senior center. So thank you for clarifying that. Okay. Sal, you want to do a little recap of the food truck festival?
Oh, absolutely. So, Saturday at O&R Park, I think we've done this 7 or 8 times, but I kind of feel that Saturday was our best moment as a food truck festival. We had an incredible turnout. The weather was, not the best day. It was a little windy, it was a little cool, but I saw so many smiling faces in this town that was so good to see. I think the variety of trucks was the best we've ever had. I think the bands was the best we've ever had. The beer garden was a little bigger. There were more people in it. It just seemed like a wonderful community day. I think 7 or 8 of the trucks actually sold out of food, and we had the most trucks we've ever brought in. I think we had 21.
Yeah.
It was just a great day. The Eagle Scouts, all of those kids, the Boy Scouts actually were very helpful in helping us out as well. It was just an all-around wonderful, wonderful day. I personally think it was our best food truck festival to date.
I'd have to agree. Kudos to the Monroe Volunteer Ambulance, State Police, Village of Monroe Police, our Maintenance Department, our Highway Department, our dial-a-bus program. Took a lot to get this in order, and obviously the 2 leaders are Amber Morris and Jennifer Snars, who really worked their tails off to get things done for this festival. So,
October 15th is our next
yes.
food truck
So
festival.
if you miss this one, you get a chance to eat again. So,
And tell the Brussels sprouts guy to bring more Brussels sprouts.
no, he didn't sell out.
He didn't sell out this year?
No.
Oh, he sold out
No.
last year,
Yeah,
last time.
last time he did, because he was the first time he was here, but he
Yeah.
knew this time.
The chicken guy sold out pretty
Yeah.
early.
Chicken guy, fried chicken sold out
Yeah.
early.
Some of the new trucks, though, I mean, they come not knowing what to expect, and at the end of the day, they all say the same thing. It's the most organized, well-attended, community, fun festival they've ever been to. And, it all starts, like you said, with Anne Marie and Jen. They organize everything to the T, with the health departments, the permits, with the SLA, and they just do a phenomenal job. So kudos to them as well, like you said, but just an all-around great day, and we'll do it again October 15th.
Yeah, yeah.
put that right in the.
And unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, we missed him. Councilman McGinn couldn't attend because it was his wonderful grandson Connor's first birthday. Happy birthday, Connor.
That's it, he got that one pass, that's it for him now. Can't get in the way of town business after that.
All right, so, next up, public hearings. So I will make a motion to open the continuation of the public hearing to consider the adoption of local law E-V1, amending the town code regarding sewer use and access. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Good night.
Okay, so moved. Do we have any update there, Councilman McGinn?
I don't believe so. I think we are still waiting to have kind of the engineer and the planner to get on the same kind of page with the entire revision of that local law. Mary, you have anything to add with that?
Well,
Or?
we have a task order coming later on.
I saw that, yeah. So to kind of, yeah. So yeah, they're working on it, and we'll get that. We'll get that eventually into a draft form that can be voted on.
All right, sounds
I do
good.
have public comment.
You?
Board
Okay.
member?
Come on up, Ward.
Boyd Brower, private citizen. Someone elaborate a little bit what the purpose and intent of this piece of legislation? site, I'm oblivious to it.
So, you want me to handle this?
I mean, you can start, no.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it's basically, there are some areas where it's cost prohibitive to install the sewer lines and the infrastructure. And we're trying to give an option to those areas so that they can build without waiting for a large development, so to speak, to come in and build the infrastructure. That's really the basis of it. I mean, Mike, if you want to expand on it?
Yeah, so the town is served primarily by two main sewer districts, Orange County Sewer District number 1, and there's Movement. So there's people that fall within both those districts that don't have sewer because the infrastructure was never built to get out to it, right? So as kind of we already had it existing on the books that it was a little convoluted that if you lived within these areas that you could build with proper septic system, you could build at the higher density that you would get in those if you lived in the district, one of those two districts. And really what this law does is kind of clean that up. It doesn't apply to large developments. It's like 3 houses or under subdivision, 3 houses or less, you know what I mean? So it's not geared at someone saying, hey, I've got 60 acres over on wherever, and Orange County Sewer District 1 never ran a trunk line out to us, so now I want to, build at that density. It's not for that. It's for people, that might either have a small 1, 2, 3 house subdivision or a single house subdivision that they can finally build at the density that you would have gotten otherwise. So that's what it is. We realize that this has been a problem or been an issue. We've had a number of residents come up and ask us, and it doesn't look like either one of those entities, Orange County Sewer District number 1 or Movement, are going to do anything anytime soon to alleviate it. So the town board is just kind of doing what we do as a legislative body to correct that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Neil.
Problem board.
Anyone else?
That's all.
Okay. So since we have to await the task order, what I'd like to do is make a motion to open, to continue the public hearing for local law E-V1, amending the town code regarding sewer use and access, to August 15th at 7 p.m. or immediately thereafter.
I'll second that.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Can I?
So moved. Okay, next item up on the agenda is I will make a motion to open the public hearing to consider the adoption of local law F-V1 to establish a registry of all rental properties in the town.
I'll second that.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Can I?
So moved.
No public comment.
No public comment. Okay.
And I think just kind of so the board's benefit for everyone else here. So the reason we're thinking of that, or the reason we want to enact this local law is it's kind of come to our attention that while a lot of people that rent their rental properties here in the town are good, decent people with the right intentions, there are some that don't do that. And they don't keep their properties in good repair. They overbook their rentals, and also, they have issues with their rentals that cause quality of life issues for people that live in those neighborhoods. So our goal with this law is to codify exactly what, first of all, you have to get a license from the town and register with that, make sure that the property is, meets fire code, building code, everything else that's required as part of having a rental property, and to ensure that those people that are renting these properties are responsible landlords and aren't, again, stockpiling with lots of people. That was never the intention of a single-family home in a neighborhood, and so that's what our intention is, and that draft is, again, it's the beginning of it, and people have comment, they can certainly make comments. It's going to go on for quite a few more meetings, or at least a few more meetings. And you can write us, email us, and we'll be happy to entertain any of those, any suggestions or comments that people have on it.
Madam Clerk, the draft is online,
Yes.
so you can get it at our website, monroeny.org. To take a look at it if you need to.
And Supervisor, I had emailed some questions already to our attorney, Brian Nugent. He sent a response to me. One of the things was the application. I would like to see it developed before we go further with this law, just so the building inspector is going to be heavily involved with this. I would like also for him to look at this draft and to look at the application, because I know I've worked with him on the cross-connection law, and it would have been more helpful if he had seen the application ahead of time. So I'd like to be able to reach out to the building inspector and again to reach out to our attorney
Sure.
to do the
If
application.
you'd like to develop the application, more than happy to have you do it.
Put my foot in my
You
mouth on
see?
that one.
And just, you know, the local draft, draft of the local law is online, so the building inspector can certainly,
Right.
you know, access it like any member of the public can here.
Right, but
And
I just want to
I
make it
forwarded it to
official.
him as well.
Yep.
So. Any other comments? Okay, item.
Do we wanna keep that
4.4?
open?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'll make a motion to keep open the public hearing to consider the adoption of local law F-V1 to establish a registry on all rental properties in the town to July 11th, 2022.
Poole will second that.
Call the question?
Ingham, aye?
Poole, aye.
Cardone, aye?
Scangarello, aye. Supervisor, time?
Time?
Oh, I'm sorry, 7 PM or immediately thereafter. Thank you, council.
Good night.
Okay. Item 5.1 is acceptance of the June 6, 2022 minutes. Have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Second.
second.
Councilman Scangarello. Any discussion, changes, alterations, corrections? Call the question?
Ingham, aye?
Poole, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Good night.
Next up is item 5.2, acceptance of the June 13th, 2022 minutes. I'll make a motion to accept those minutes.
I'll
Ingham,
second.
second.
Okay, Sal beats me.
That's the next one, Mayor.
Seconded by Councilman Scangarello. Any discussions, changes, alterations, corrections? Call the question.
Ingham, aye?
Poole, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Good night.
Okay. Next up is the general fund abstract. That abstract number is 22-11 for the amount of $262,602.26. Make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Councilman McGinn. Call the question.
Ingham, aye?
Poole, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Good night.
Next up are some tax collector, town clerk account transfers. It's abstract number 2022-02. And what you're looking at are 3 transfers going from the old Town of Monroe receiver of taxes account to the new Town of Monroe receiver of taxes account. Those three transfers total $59,040.66. I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Ingham, aye?
Poole, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Good night.
Okay, just to be clear, that money was erroneously deposited into the old accounts by Value Pay. So, okay. Item 8.1 is Ty Poor's Eagle Scout project. I don't know if Ty's here this evening. So Ty is looking to do a Mudna basin, not sewer.
Does he put you a sewer line? What
Yeah.
a Eagle Scout
No,
program.
he's
Awesome.
doing a Mudna basin construction project, which basically has different boards on it, which gives people an education on the Mudna basin.
Okay.
I was down at O&R Park on Thursday, I think, with Anne-Marie Morris, our Parks Director. We located two sites. One is the primary one, the other one is secondary, depending upon how the 811 dig comes out. And Ty's looking to get this completed sometime in July. It's a project that, what happens is, Jay Beaumont from the Luna Basin Water Authority, right, yeah. I was just gonna lean in and say that the Water Authority too. They construct it, build it, it's built like a prefab kind of thing. And then they'll come out and construct it. It's an Adirondack-y feel to it. It's a post and beam type thing. They put a roof on it. And then they have these graphic boards that go on the inside.
Informational.
Yeah. Yeah, so if Ty could come on July 11th, he could show us the photos of what he plans to do. So,
Great project.
yeah, it's a really nice looking project. So, all right. I would
Troop 440?
no.
Different troop.
Do you know what troop? It's the one Charlie and Pakula. It's another Monroe troop. 540? It's 540, right?
I'm guessing if it's not Troop 4, it's 440, then it's 540.
Yeah, okay, so troop 540. So I just want to make a motion to approve this so he can move forward if there's any need be for a motion from the board for his scout leaders.
I'll second.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarella, aye.
Good night.
Okay. Okay, this was overlooked by myself. I apologize to the VFW, Lake Region Memorial Post 8858 for the Memorial Day Parade donation. I'd like to make a motion to approve the $1,000 donation, which we've given to them every year for, I don't know, the past couple of decades. VFW Lake Region Memorial Post 8858. That donation was in support of the Memorial Day Parade. The town had previously passed a resolution regarding the donations on May 2nd, 2022, which unintentionally omitted Post 8858. So I'll make that motion.
Bingham the second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarella, aye.
Good night.
Okay, so moved. Okay, task orders, item 8.3, task orders regarding the revisions to the town code, chapter 41 and 42.
Okay. This was prepared by Magui Hauser Edsel. Reason being the code for chapter 41 was written in 1973, and the code for town code, I should say, for chapter 42 was written in roughly 1981. Since then, there have been a lot of technological changes, improvements, rules and regulations passed by state and federal agencies, so we really need to update these chapters in the Monroe Town Code. The cost is approximately $4,500, so I'll make a motion that we approve the task order. Let's see, is there a task order? Yes, task order number 2207 for the revisions to the Town Code chapters 41 and 42 regarding sewer, and the estimated fee is $4,500.
I'll second it.
Without exceeding $4,500? You want to make it 5? So it's a decimal?
Yeah, I would make it 5 just to cover any.
Okay.
So motion amended to read $5,000,
Not
Okay.
to exceed.
not to exceed $5,000.
Okay. Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarella, aye.
Good night.
Okay, next up is item 8.4, MS4 mapping grant. Councilwoman Bingham, do you want to?
Okay, again, rules are changing for the MS4 rules and regulations. So this would be an application under the Consolidated Fund, CFA Municipal Separate Stormwater System, which is also known as MS4 mapping program through New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. And under the grant, a municipality can receive up to $75,000 to create an updated GIS system of stormwater mapping. The MS4 mapping grant requires a local match equal to 10% of the requested grant amount, and application for the MS4 mapping grants are due by July 29th. there's a lot of work that has to be done with this. They not only have to mark every single drainage basin, those catch basins, they have to size the culverts, they have to say what the culverts are made of. So it would be very important that we got this matching grant. So I'll make a motion as soon as my... So there is a letter sent to the supervisor dated June 6th, and it roughly says what I just read, that we would like to apply for this grant. And we need to have the 10% matching, so that would probably come from, I think contingency probably if we did get the grant.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we apply for the MS4 mapping grant.
Are we doing that through Millennium, or are we doing it through Sean?
I
And
think
MHA.
Millennium does it.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Because they'll work together.
Yes.
I just don't want to duplicate services.
Right.
So,
And Millennium, just in case anyone's wondering, is our grant writer that the town retains to our grant writer.
okay. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Poole will second.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Can I,
So moved. Okay. All right, next up is the hydrogeologist for Water District 8.
Okay, a little update on that. There are
get our money's worth out of Barry tonight, huh? I like it.
So there are 2 hydrogeologists that are being considered to look at, it's called a desktop review for Water District 8, in the possibility that we would drill a well there to help ease some of the water that district buys from the village. Since it's a desktop review, Sean, who works at McGooey Hauser-Edsel, wants to be very sure he's tight in the definitions, so that both hydrogeologists, when they would put a bid in, would know their parameters as to what they're applying for. So that should be ready, hopefully, for the July 8th meeting. We'll have
July
that.
15th.
July 15th?
11th, I'm sorry. It's
Oh,
August
11th.
15th. Yeah, July 11th, sorry.
So it's a continuing process, and just wanted to keep the board updated.
Okay. All right, next up, this is, I have to get some clarification on this. So it's, they're not looking for a refuse contract extension, because from what I understand, the current contract goes through December of '23. So I just want to get clarification on that. So I would like to table that to next meeting.
Do we need a motion for that?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to table that.
Okay, Poole will second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Poole, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
can I,
Okay, so moved. Next up is the town E-code regarding tree preservation. So the reason this came up, and I've had some discussions with the planning board chair and the vice chair, Bonnie Franson and Jeff Manson, is because of the way some of the smaller subdivisions are handcuffed. So you would be required to contribute to the town $750 per tree for every tree you cut down that you cannot replace, either on the property that you're building on or at another location deemed sufficient to the town board. Councilwoman Hool and I had a conversation today about it, and there's a couple of smaller subdivisions, 2 and 3 lot ones, that are really hindered by this eco, and we want to try to alleviate that, because one of them had, I think there was over $70,000 for a 2 lot subdivision, and that was just in the area where the house footprint was and the driveway. So, do you want to expand on anything?
Yeah, I had a conversation with Jeff Manson today regarding the trees, and I think this deserves a much closer reading of Chapter 57 so that we can understand
exactly what is involved in the tree code and subdivisions like this. And I can see that Ward has some comments that he'd like to make.
Public comments up next code, so we'll let you go first,
Yeah.
after we talk about this, okay?
So the involvement of the Conservation Commission
Yes.
with the development of the tree plan, what trees need to be replaced, what trees, the size of the trees, all of that comes into play.
And Max Stack is going to essentially review it, and we'll do it in conjunction with the Conservation Commission, so that everybody is pleased with what the change is. So that was really no motion on it, just a discussion regarding it. And Councilwoman Poole did actually find what we believe is an error,
Most likely a typo.
a typo.
Yeah.
It references 5782H. And then when you go to 5782, it
It's
says
reserved. There's
We
nothing
don't know
there.
what it's reserved for. We think it's 5784.
84H,
Right.
yes.
So we'll get clarification on that from the planner as well. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Next up is public comment. I will be keeping time up here. Everyone will have 3 minutes to speak. If you didn't sign up, you want to sign up with the clerk, go right ahead. Ward, you're up.
Ward Brower, private citizen / conservation. On this project, Hammerman Heights 2-house subdivision, that's a little peculiar. Trees that were worth saving, these are trees that are established maybe 20, 35, 40 years ago. And they're substantial trees, except they happen to be in the area where all the intense construction's going to go. So we knew that's going to be a problem. The rear part of the property, almost divided in half, is a batch of large white ash which are dying. And they're either on the way out or almost on the way out. And we recommended they should be removed because this is a safety hazard. Now, it becomes onerous because, I mean, it's $750 per tree to replace all these ones, and we understand that. Our recommendation would be to, don't go with it, but replace them with saplings. You can get them on a wholesaler's rates for a 2.5-inch in a caliper for probably under $25, $30 a tree. That's $750. If you could at least plant some trees back where the ones are going to be annihilated by nature, so that would probably be a way to sort of smooth over the rough edges of this legislation. Like all laws, there's loopholes where the fit is a very poor fit. We're just trying to work where if we want an environmental intent is maintained, by the same time without killing the developer. And that's on that topic. On another topic is that I'd like to say a few words about Mike Murphy. I've worked with Mike Murphy on both sides of the issue. When he started out as a young fellow, worked for an engineer with one of the engineering firms, and he was on the opposite side of what our stance was. Then I got to work with him on the planning board. He also had a stint at the Army Corps of Engineers, which had broadened his horizon. One thing I'll say about Mike was he was always fair, whatever the issue was. And above all, he was a gentleman. I must say that. And I know his family misses him, and the town really misses him. He was an asset to the community. I say that with sincerity. And there was one other thing. He was an aficionado of Ford Mustangs. That's it.
Which Ward, incidentally, was mentioned at his funeral mass. There was a nice excerpt that was told about Mike and his green Mustang.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
In case anyone's wondering, Mike Murphy was our ZBA chair for the past 5 years. 5 years?
No, he became ZBA chair in 19, but he's been on the ZBA since 18, yeah.
And prior, he was, an engineer by trade and had served on our planning board, just.
He served as a town engineer too.
And he
And a
served,
local resident,
yeah, and a local resident, and he was all about Monroe.
yes.
He was all about Monroe.
Monroe Woodbury graduate,
Monroe Woodbury graduate, just,
1978.
yeah.
I graduated in 79, so that's the only reason I know that.
But he's a good man, and we're sure gonna miss him. He really stepped up, and the community needed someone like him to take over, to go on the ZBA and take it over, and,
Yeah,
yeah, big loss to the community. So,
yep. Thanks,
just,
Mike.
for anyone who may not know who he is, just to put a story behind the name.
Okay,
That was very-
Liga.
what were you gonna say?
That was very nice, Ward, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it was,
Nice.
very nice work.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
What I want to address is the proposed buildings on multiple lots on Rye Hill Road. I'd like to have a vote and for my neighborhood community to have a say in how much green park area we keep in those lots. My house borders the exit stream that takes the rainwater to its end location. Building could create a greater flow of water and flow is currently at its max. So that is a serious thing we have to deal with in creating more buildings up on the hill. Wildlife may be threatened in the overbuilding in that area. And these animals such as bears can be driven to find shelter too close to our homes. I do have bears constantly. I have a lot of wildlife on my property. And I know, they're gonna be driven back away. So keeping some green areas, some natural green would be great. Along with the buildings. Also, the roads in my neighborhood, on Reynolds Road, especially in Rye Hill, are not really built for heavy traffic, and right now we suffer from speeding drivers, and we haven't been able to find a resolution for that in all the years that I've lived in my house. So I am concerned about that, and we're gonna handle that. I'm also concerned, because I believe they're going, that area will be using sewer district 1, which would be, also affect my property. So I'm concerned about the water and sewage use, with the increase in population in that area. And that's it.
Thank you. Question, Marion, where did the information come from? You stated that stream is currently at its maximum flow?
Yeah, it's as high as it, if it gets any, it's pretty high. And that is because of the Prestwick buildings, and everything was built, the detention pond, everything was built to take in the Prestwick new houses. And if you see the water flow, it flows down towards my house. So my house will be.
Is that the stream that runs under Rye Hill? Under Reynolds? Is it that stream?
It runs around the property, yeah, and when the snow melts, it's high. It's I'm 5'2", and it's probably this high. So, and it used to be about this. So I don't, you build further up, that might create an increase. And
In
so
runoff, yeah.
I'm afraid of what is gonna end up happening, because I'm in the border of what could be a flood zone. So my insurance, my home insurance will increase a lot, because of that. And also, yeah, just,
All right, I have two other questions. Well, one comment. Have you spoken to the mayor on the speeding over there? Because I think if you speak to the mayor, he'll address it with the PD and they can come to a resolution on that.
okay.
And then, can you repeat, you said that the sewer would affect your property?
No, it would be the rainwater and the exit water from the snow, melting snow and
Okay.
all that. It travels down,
Okay.
yeah, and it flows right around.
Anyone else?
So I did see, when the snow melted this past winter on the corner of Rye Hill and Reynolds, there was significant runoff, gushing water from that runoff.
Gushing
And I
is
could
right.
see, yeah, and I could see how that would impact that retention pond that's next, in between your home and that home that was built along with the Callaway
That's
Drive homes, right?
Yeah.
So, these are all excellent comments, and the project that you're referencing is going to have some public hearings with the planning board. You should definitely direct these comments to the planning board. You'll be able to speak at public hearings or even send them an email, and they'll be able to address those concerns as they evaluate this project.
And you could go online on the website, monroeny.org, and you could find out the agendas and the dates of those meetings.
Okay.
That's the important part. Anybody can address us tonight, but those comments aren't necessarily gonna get to the planning board. We understand this is a major project, and we want everybody to have the right to, have a say in it and speak their mind. But that, right now, gotta go to the planning board.
Where can I get the planning board information, like where they're gonna meet, the date, the time, and all
So
that?
it's on the website, monroeny.org,
Okay,
and it'll list that, and they post their agendas usually, I think, 4 days prior to the meeting.
Yeah, so you can look on there and see if that project is gonna be up on the agenda, so you're not,
So it's
wasting
only-
your time.
they only posted 4 days before the date of the,
The agenda, they only post 4
Yeah.
days.
The meetings are actually on the website. If you hover up top under, I believe it's community, scroll down, there's a community calendar. The government calendar. All the planning board, town board, zoning board, all the meetings are listed there, the
okay.
dates and times.
And do
And all
those,
the town hall.
Val, do those meetings go out on Constant Contact?
They are actually in the monthly newsletter that Jen sends out, yes.
And that goes out through Constant Contact?
Yeah.
Marinella, are you signed up for Constant Contact for the town?
Bless you.
Bless you.
Not
Bless
the
you.
town, but the village.
So why don't you
Okay.
give me your email, I'll sign you up through my
Or
secretary.
actually,
Sure.
Oh, yeah, give it a bell, what am I saying?
yeah.
And then
Take the
you'll
first
get,
job.
No, listen, she's a busy woman, I don't wanna add any more burden to her already difficult job.
Wow.
Good comeback, that's how
She's a woman.
Hey, listen, I just want to address the conservation question that you had. I know you're doing your email week here. I know you can listen to it at the same time. But, so the way that the local law is written, so 65% of the property remains forever free. It's not going to be developed on. So of all those parcels, 65% of them, which it's about 90 acres that's being built on, 91 acres is what's being built on, and then the rest, which I think is 130, are not gonna be built on. So that kind of dovetails into your wildlife, because I live right up on Rye Hill, so I know, I know with the, I know with the wildlife, the bear, the turkeys, everything you got. So, not to mention the deer, but so that area that's gonna remain conserved and not developed kind of goes up the top of Rye Hill down to like Inland Beach Lake is it's the watershed, so that's another positive effect of this local law, and that whole area will remain forever undeveloped. So it's good for wildlife, it's good for the watershed, it's
That's
good
wonderful,
for,
yeah.
And what really has never been said, and Mike was really diligent in working on this, this type of zoning, and we've been told this by the Orange County Land Trust and NDC, which is National Development Corporation. This is probably going to be a model for future zones for the state. They've never seen anything of this magnitude with respect to preservation, and the fact that we had conversations with the Orange County Land Trust, who would be the overseer of the preservation portion of the parcel. So, just food for thought.
That's great. That's great. I really would like to learn more and have us be more involved and to see what how everything comes out. So I'll be looking forward to going to the planning board meeting.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone else?
That's all.
So, anyone else want to speak?
Yes, I do.
Come on up.
Just want to exit gracefully, thank Mr. Supervisor Coach Cardone and the committee.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
guys.
boys.
Thank you, boys.
Thanks
2
for
more
coming.
days of school, boys? 2 more days? Last day?
Ah, nice.
I remember that.
Enjoy your summer.
That's
See
a
you-
great
see you
feeling.
later.
Isn't
Get
that
off
a
that
great
bus the
feeling?
last day, you just
Yeah.
breathe it in. Here we go.
There you go.
Man, I got in trouble the next day too.
Wasn't the only time you got in trouble, Sal.
But they're happy we graduated.
If you could just state your name and where you live,
Jessica Saka, 6 O'Neill, private resident.
okay?
So I would just want to do a follow-up on your topic and questions in regards to the development of this property. She did indicate a very good point. I can only drive there every single day. The traffic that it's going to cause because of all the development and all the new owners. How is that going to be handled as well? I know you indicated we're going to have a meeting with the planning board, and by my records of the website, it says every first and third Monday of each month. But you also indicated that it's better that we speak with them directly.
Because they're doing a traffic study.
Okay.
The developer's gonna have to do a
And
traffic
I
study.
appreciate you noting that this is going to be a model, and you've spoken with those directors and such. But you also noted that the message wouldn't get through you or to them through you as easily.
No, because it's on the record here. I can relay a message to the planning board chair about the points you spoke about. That's why I wrote notes down. But in order for it to become part of the planning board record,
Okay.
you have to speak at the planning board.
That was my.
Yeah, and let me just kind of give you just real quick where this is. So the development team came to us with what, they have to present a master development plan. And then that master development plan, once we look at it and say, all right, it meets all the criteria of the law, we refer to the planning board for their review. And then they do a review process for 60 days. So this isn't site plan review for them where they, once they're done with it, it's done. So they do their review, they come back with their comments, either approving it or saying, we think these things need to be changed. And then at that point, they send it back to the board. And then we decide whether to land that zoning for that particular project. After the zoning gets landed, then it goes back to the planning board for site plan review. And the site plan review is when they look at, they're gonna look at traffic when they're just doing their 60-day review on it, but when it goes to them for their site plan approval, there's gonna be traffic, environmental, rainwater, all the things that are required to be done as part of that process that's, stipulated by New York State law and how that process gets done. And then, so the developer's gonna have to meet all those, everything basically they want done in their final resolution before they approve the site plan for that. So there's a lot that has to be done before it gets to that point. And there's gonna be plenty of opportunity for members of the public to be part of that process when it comes back to us after they do their 60-day review. We have to do a public hearing on it. When it goes back to the planning board for their site plan approval, there's gonna be public hearings. Every time it's on their agenda, you as the public will be able to comment on that. So there's a lot, this isn't like, end of the summer, hey, it's done, that's not what it is. This is gonna be quite a process to get to that point, so.
And just to be clear, because we all understand it, but what Councilman McGinn means by when they land the zone, right now, they've been preparing a project for the current zoning, but they don't have that current zoning yet. They haven't been approved for that current zoning. So when it comes back to the town board, that's the time where we'll be making a decision whether they'll be allowed to use that zoning.
And then they still have to go through the whole site plan
Right.
process before the project is approved.
And
so.
where are we in the process from initiation within those 60 days?
Oh. We're still in the very, 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 very,
First
very
week.
beginning stages of this.
Yeah, it was a week ago.
Yeah. So the planning board doesn't have it on its agenda for this month. And the very first time that the planning board will meet as a whole to discuss this, the possibility of this project, will be most likely next month. And they'll get it,
And those meetings are like the website said, the first and third Monday of each month.
Yeah.
yep,
We're the first and third Monday, they're the,
The
Thursday?
first Tuesday, and then they switched the second meeting to a Thursday.
yeah, so it's like the third or fourth Thursday.
and again, are you signed up for constant contact with the town of Monroe?
I think I am with the town, but not the village. I have to check my email.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So,
it's
so
November, yeah.
make sure that you're signed up for constant contact, this way you get those newsletters that tell you about all the meetings that are happening for the month.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So again, there's a lot to be done before, like again, there's not gonna be shovels in the ground in August, so don't worry, there's gonna be a lot that has to go through this process before we even get close to that, so.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Listen, feel free, come back, even if it's not on the agenda, you're more than welcome to, we'll take your input and be happy to listen to whatever you have to say.
Anyone else?
I actually have,
Sure. Go on, just state your name and,
my name is Terry Rogozinski, R-O-G-O-Z-I-N-S-K-I. No, it's done.
what do you, just your address, where you live?
I'm over on Aquarius. You're very informative for these lovely ladies that came up. But my follow-up was that if they're starting to do the traffic patterns in the summer, that is quite different than in like the school year. So if they start their 60-day, I don't think that would be very accurate for them.
Those won't be done during this round. I don't believe they're gonna be done within the 60 days. And if they did do them within the 60 days, I would almost guarantee that the planning board would require them to do it again once they go through the planning process.
Right, 'cause I do drive that road a lot, and to get to the high school is a nightmare, and that would only obviously increase the nightmare. Because there's obviously a lot of building already that I can't do a damn thing about, but
Yeah.
there's. that
Neither
would
can we.
just- All right, that was it, that was my concern.
No problem.
No
Thank
problem,
you.
yeah,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
Okay. I have a motion I need to bring from the floor. So we've been looking for a seasonal laborer for the maintenance department. We have someone. We went through the interview process. So I would like to make a resolution approving Jason Dobrinsky for the temporary appointment to the position of full-time laborer, maintenance department, pending pre-approval from Orange County Department of Human Resources. That temporary employment period is June 27th, 2022 through November 18th, 2022. And the rate of pay is $19 an hour. The reason I asked for this tonight, pending the pre-approval from Orange County, is our next meeting isn't until July. And Victor and Webster are working their tails off and they need assistance. And this job will be from Tuesday through Saturday. So we'll have somebody on to button up anything that wasn't done during the week and assist with the parks.
So we don't have Sunday, Monday.
Sunday, Monday, right? So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Again, I,
Okay, so move. Any other business anyone has?
Executive?
Yep. You wanted to go into executive, Councilman Green? Okay. You want to make that motion?
I'll make a motion that we go to executive session for attorney-client and personnel.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Go ahead. You got it? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Cardone, aye. I'd like to make a motion to return to the town board meeting on Tuesday, June 21st, and come out of executive session.
I'll second that.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Again, I,
Okay. So the only thing that needs a motion, a resolution, is I'd like to make a motion to approve a $750 allotment, up to $750 for John Mulligan's CEUs regarding his water operator's license. He's got grades 2A, 2B, C, D, and they're valid through 2/29/2024, but he needs CEUs for his aquatic license, which is valid as well, which is valid through 3/21/23. That's used for vegetation control for surface water, and he's got to take 8 CEUs. They need to be completed in 3 years, and the course for this license is 2 days. So. There are some other CEUs he could take through New York Rural Water, which will not have as high a cost as they would if you went through a state certification or whatever.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any questions? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
again, I,
Okay, moved. There's no other business. I'll make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting at 8:35.
Bingham to second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Pool eye.
Cardone, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
again, I.
So moved.